Hey Metal Maniacs, this is Marko Todorovic of Serbian band Alitor. You are trashing it up on Dave Softee's Metal Meltdown on Metal Messiah Radio.
Alrighty, Metal Maniacs, here we go. Please help me welcome back to Metal Messiah Radio, hailing from Inđija, Serbia, from progressive thrash metal band Alitor, here to talk about his band's brand new album, Alitor II, released on Ragnarök Records, based in Germany. This was released on November 27th, 2020. Let's hear it from vocalist and bassist, the founder of Alitor, Marko Todorovic.
Hello, first of all, Davey, it's a great pleasure for me to be a guest in your show once again after 5 years, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you for all the support you gave to us and the Serbian metal scene in general. We really appreciate it. Yes, our second album is simply called Alitor II. It's finally out after 6 years. I'm glad that we finally made it after all the ups and downs we faced since the release of our first album. Reactions about the album are really good so far. I must say that the best response came from Germany. Rock Hard and Death Forever, famous German magazines, reviewed our album with 9 stars, so it's awesome. I really hope that people will love this album. It's definitely much better than the first one. In my opinion, this album is as strong as a unit, and if you want to absorb it in the proper way, you have to listen it from the top to the bottom. It's conceptual in some way. It's available for listening on all streaming platforms, so all your listeners can check it out and share their opinion about the album. We would really appreciate that.
Excellent, Marko. I have to tell you, I'm loving the album, and I loved your previous offering. For me, it's a really great sound, and I've always felt that it has the essence of Chuck's death within your music. Even though your music's not death, the progressiveness, I've always felt something from Chuck within your music, and all your music I've always loved. So I really thank you for reaching out to me to tell me about Alitor II, and I want to welcome you back to Metal Meltdown. It's always a pleasure to get with you, and I love supporting the Serbian metal scene. I feel like we're related somehow, like we're long-distance cousins or something. I just love supporting the bands, and I just want to know, how have you been doing out there during this COVID pandemic? And I really hope that you and all in Alitor have been safe and COVID-free.
Yeah, we are all fine. We all had a flu, all 4 of us, but it's nothing to be worried about, thank to God. We are currently working on final touches on our new material. Because of this pandemic, we had much more time to focus on new music, new songs, and we already prepared some songs, and hopefully we will enter the studio once again in a month or so. But I don't want to share all details about it now. It's too early for that, but we are working on new music. And this time our supporters will not have to wait 6 long years for the album and new music. That's for sure. And just to back on the previous one, thank you, man, for all the support. I'm really glad that you like the album, and I'm glad that we are talking about our music after all these years. It's great that we are still supporting metal, and Chuck will be always in our music in some way because he is a great inspiration for us and our band, definitely.
Yeah, I have to tell you, it doesn't feel like it's been 6 years or 5 years. It just feels like maybe a year ago. But the time flies when you're having fun. But so it's great to know that you're working on new music already. But let's learn all we can about the making of Alitor II.
Yeah.
What was the writing process like this time for Alitor II with this pandemic going on? Did you have the music already written, or was this something you were working on over the last year?
Alitor II was created and recorded long before this COVID pandemic came into picture. We recorded it in 2019. This COVID pandemic didn't affect us that much, except we cannot promote it with concerts right now, but recording wasn't affected with the COVID situation. In 2020, we spent some time mixing and mastering process, but not in the actual recording, It took some time, but I'm really satisfied with the final result.
As you should be. And due to COVID or for any reason at all, I believe I noticed that Igor had left the band after your Consecration release. So you basically have the original lineup once again, right?
Yeah, that was the thing. We had some changes. our original guitarist Alek is once again in the band, but Igor Marinic was the guy who recorded the album with us, and he unfortunately left the band shortly after the recording. But Alek was once again back, so we are once again in the original lineup, and I'm kind of glad that we kept this original thing going on, because this is the essence of our music. I believe that friendship that we have.
Yeah. Speaking of friends,
All shout out to Igor. He's a great guitarist player, and he definitely brought a new dimension to our music. He's an awesome guy. I just talked with him today, and shout out to him. Really appreciate all that he done for
excellent.
our band.
And as you were saying, being like a family, it's good to know that you had this all recorded, edited, produced, and mastered at Citadela Sound Production Studios in Belgrade with the one and only Luka Matkovic, who I always call the man.
Yeah, yeah, the man itself. Yeah, of course, we don't want to change good things. You know, Luke is our friend, and he's an awesome guy to work with, and with the band since the very beginning. He knows us very well, and it's natural for us to work with him. Luke is the fifth member of our band, and we will continue working with him as long as this band is active. So, shout out to Luca. There is a lot of shout outs in my
This is
interview
good.
here, but there is a lot of people that are surrounded are around us, and we want to thank them all for all that they do. And definitely Luca is the great man, the great producer, extremely talented musician, and I hope that he will do great things. He already did great things with Citadela Sound Production Studio, and I hope that he will continue doing that, and I hope that he will be successful with his band also.
Absolutely, and that's
shout out to
absolutely,
them.
and that's one of the things I love about Alitor. All the circle of people surrounding you, so you can have all the shout outs you want. This is what we're all about. I appreciate you doing all the shout outs for everyone that's related and connected to Alitor, because that's how it should be. Of course.
Thank you, man, and shout out to them all. Shout out to you.
Thanks, bro. So the recording process, this was actually all recorded before the COVID, or were you mastering this during the COVID? How did that all work out?
No, this was recorded long before this COVID. We recorded it in 2020, and in 2020 we did just some details and mix and mastering. You know, so COVID didn't have that much impact on this album, except that we are unable to promote it with
right. That's
now.
The way it is.
Yeah. We really want to play live, but
yeah.
That's what it is. I hope it will end soon. That's all that I
think
can
it
say.
Might.
Meanwhile, we will work.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they are getting this a vaccine out there. So let's hope that this is successful. And the quicker it is, the quicker we can go back to our normal lives and go out and see live performances. And you can go out there and perform live. That's all we ask for, right?
Yeah. We will see where it goes. The health is in the first place, but maybe this is too much. But let's don't get into that. It's already too present in our lives.
Yes, you got to be safe and stay alive out there. That's really the most important thing right now. And I noticed Alitor II has been digitally released by Take It or Leave It Records. Yeah. And also you are signed with Ragnarök Records based in Germany. What led Alitor to sign with Ragnarök?
Yeah, this album is released on CD, vinyl, and digitally. On CD, the record label which released CD is Ragnarök Records. Vinyl was released through Gator Records from Switzerland, and digitally, as you said, on Take It or Leave It Records. So we have basically 3 labels right now, and the whole collaboration was like this. Actually, Rix from Gator Records contacted us when we released single Consecration. He offered us a vinyl deal, which we accepted after just a few days because the offer was really good, and I liked the first impression about Oliver. He's an awesome and really honest man, you know. You can believe him if you understand
Absolutely.
me. So also Oliver connected us to Stefan from Ragnarök Records, who was interested in the CD released. He also offered us a good deal, which we accepted, and here we are after 1 year. One big shout out to them. Also, they are great, and I'm really satisfied with the collaboration so far.
It's amazing.
Really appreciate what they
Yeah,
did for
Marko,
us.
it's amazing how the circle for Alitor keeps growing. That's great.
Yeah, it's always, you know, it's a great thing that people from all around the world recognize what we do. It's not a big, we are really underground, small band, but it's a kind of nice to know that someone who is not from your country like you, what you do, you know.
Yeah,
It's nice thing, you know, from all around the world we are some response.
the music speaks for itself, and anywhere in the world you hear this music, you're bound to love it because what it stands for and how it feels. So this is the
Yeah,
reason why you have really good music within Alitor. So you deserve everything you get, and hopefully
thank
you
you.
become more well known and out of the underground. But we're all about the underground. That's why we're here to talk about it. And
Yeah,
let's talk about the
yeah,
CD.
we will see
Yeah, oh
where it
yeah.
goes.
Absolutely, we'll see where it goes, and you'll always have me to talk about the music that we can help to expose Alator to bring them out of the underground as much as we can. You know that.
Thank you, we really
Oh,
appreciate it.
of course. So let's talk about the CD art. To me, it looks almost biblical, and I'm wondering if you created this, Marko, if you created the CD art. But if not, please tell us who did the CD art for Alator II, and I'm also interested to know why you prefer to do it in black and white instead of like a color CD art. I'd like to know if you could tell us about that.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know how to draw or paint, but I'm good in creating concepts or artwork stories,
Okay.
Uh, if you know what I want to say. So I had this picture in my head for a long time, and I wanted to create a monumental artwork for this album, something with strong message and strong presence, like communist monuments from 20th century. You know, Ivan Meštrović and some German sculptors from that period were a big inspiration for this. I presented this idea to our friend Jovan. She's a long time friend, and the author of our logo. And she also recorded our 2 videos, but we'll talk about that later. Because I contacted Jovan because I knew that she's extremely talented and dedicated artist who can turn any of my artwork ideas into reality. And the result that we get is awesome. I really like the complete artwork of this album, and one shout out to Jovana, one shout out to Milan Shurbatovic, our photographer, who did a really nice shots that are really connected to the whole artwork, and I'm really satisfied with the whole product,
Excellent.
to
And it
be
has a
honest.
very rustic feel to it, and I'm very happy that you're happy with it. I'm just happy that you have Alator 2 out there. And, I'm sure fans can find
Yeah.
Alator 2 just about anywhere. I want to give some of your links. Your Facebook link is facebook.com/Alator official. You have your Alator.net homepage. You have Bandcamp, Alator.bandcamp.com. Also, they can find the music on all the Amazon, Spotify's, etc. But Marko, where would you say would be the best place for the band and for the fans to get the CD, whether it be digital format or the physical copy? And also, Marko, what other merch do you have available for the fans at this time?
Yeah, as you said, our album is available on all streaming platforms, and physical releases can be ordered through our social media pages, Instagram, Facebook as well. Uh, if you want to support the band directly, you can buy from us, but you can also order any copies directly from Ragnarök Records or Doc Gator Records. Buy vinyls and CDs. We have T-shirts available for purchase as well. If someone is interested in ordering, feel free to contact us on social media. It's easy to connect right now in these modern technological times.
Okay, thank you very much for explaining that to the fans. And fans, go out there and get some Alitor merch. Absolutely. And Marko, let's talk about videos that you have made to promote Alitor II. I noticed a couple of videos out there for Consecration and for the Tempest Within. And I noticed that it was recorded and edited with Jovana Uzlak. And, of course, I noticed Luka Matkovic. So if you can, please tell us. He's the man, like I said. So tell us more about the creation of these videos and where this was all taking place.
Yeah, that's correct. Our band is extremely lucky once again because we are surrounded by young and talented people that are close friends to us. Jovana and Luka were in charge for these two videos. We basically did both videos without the budget, but the result is pretty decent, in my opinion. On The Tempest Within, we collaborated with Tea Marcheta, our friend from Inđija, who is currently the rising star on the Serbian movie scene. So that's in my opinion, both songs, Consecration and The Tempest Within, are definitely the best ones we recorded so far. So videos are decent, let's put it like that. Not the best ones in terms of production, because it costs a lot, but for the budget that we did, I'm more than satisfied. Once again, we proved that the talent is more important than the budget, if I can say like that, you know.
Yeah, Marko, I find that Alitor II, when I listen to the music, it has very good flow from beginning to end. And honestly, I don't have a favorite song on it. To me, it's just one great concept and collection of great songs that I don't have a favorite. It's all good. Not that it all sounds the same, but there's no filler on Alitor II. It's all great music from beginning to end.
It's connected somehow. Some songs are there are a lot of different songs on the album, but all are connected. As I said, it's a kind of conceptual album, you know. It should be consumed as a whole, if you want to understand it.
I do understand that, yeah. And Marko, are there any future plans for additional music or lyrical videos to promote Alitor II? Or are you finished with that?
We are working right now on some playthrough videos. We will see what we're gonna release, but that's gonna happen in the near future. As I said, we are working on the new songs right now a lot. That's our besides promoting this album, the biggest focus. You know, we want to release something soon, because we don't want to make a huge pause like we did with the previous
album. You mentioned that, and I understand that. So you know, when the time is right and you have the new music, whether it's called Alitor III or whatever you may be calling it, you know you'll have a home here to talk about it. So when you're ready with the new music, we'll be here again talking about it. No doubt about that.
Thank you very much.
And as we mentioned earlier, due to this COVID pandemic, there has been no live performances. But I need to know, have you been looking towards the future, planning anything? I've noticed on Facebook some bands are already talking about they're going to be at Wacken. That's in the summertime. So I want to know, do you think you may be doing some live gigs come the summertime? Or are you just waiting for COVID to calm down before you make these plans?
I really cannot plan in these times. It's really difficult. We played the last show in March, and that show was in Kragujevac. We played with the Centurion Quasarborn. You know them well. You know, I want to say how it's unpredictable. This in July and August we had both these months booked, but all that was canceled, you know, because of this COVID situation. And it's really difficult to plan in these times. I hope that this is gonna calm down at the beginning of next year, and hopefully we will play some shows.
Yeah.
I really cannot say much about that because I don't know. We will see. We will try to give some content through social media and YouTube to our supporters.
Absolutely. Okay.
but nothing can change the fact that. But we want to just play shows.
I know you. I
Let's
know
put
you.
it like that. We
Yeah,
cannot
I
wait for
understand you
that.
want to, and I totally understand where you're coming from as far as this COVID and not being able to make plans. But I think the worst
Yeah.
of it's going to be this next 2 months because I guess the cold weather has something to do with it. So hopefully this vaccine does work out, and there's enough of the vaccine to go around, and then at that point you can start making plans. Let's hope for that anyway. But like you said, in the
Yeah.
meantime, you're working on new music, so at least you're being productive out there.
Yeah, we want to be productive no matter what. That's the idea behind this whole concept of our band. We made a big gap between two albums, but that's gonna never happen again in our
Let's hope
lives.
not.
So
You
yeah,
you
yeah,
never know what to
that's the
expect out there.
meeting.
So, but no
Yeah,
matter what,
yeah,
you'll always have a place to talk about it, whether it takes a year, 2 years, or 6 years. You never have to worry about that. You know that. So, uh,
yeah,
Marko, do you consider yourself a gearhead? Meaning, would you like to talk about your bass and whatever else equipment you want to talk about?
yeah.
We'd love to hear what you actually like to work with.
I'm not a huge gearhead, but I like music equipment and I'm interested in guitars and basses. We can run shortly through some equipment we used on this album. All guitars were recorded on Jackson and Ibanez Prestige guitars. Both guitars are with standard EMG pickup setup. And also we used PV 6505 if I'm not mistaken. So we used a really basic modern metal sound, if I can say it like that. Regarding bass, I used Ibanez ATK 800 on all songs. I'm not sure which exact Tama drums we used for recording, but it doesn't matter if it sounds good, in my
But
opinion.
it does sound good. It sounds wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it
Absolutely,
sounds good. It sounds
absolutely.
good.
And Marko, please remind us what you do when you're not doing Alitor. I mean, what do you do to make money out there? How do you survive?
Yeah. Right now, Jovan, Stefan, and myself work together in one local SEO agency, while Alek works in one big electronic company here in India. We have regular jobs so we can support the band.
Got you.
How it
Yeah.
goes, yeah. But we are fine. We don't want to complain. It's fine. It's fine. We are living fine during these weird
Yeah, that's
times.
good to know that you're doing well. Yeah. And we always could do better, but you're surviving out
Yeah,
there. That's what I like to say. We're all surviving out there, right?
yeah, surviving
Right.
some way. That's how it goes. That's
That
the
is the
life.
life.
A lot of ups and downs, but you got to
Right,
carry
right.
on.
You got to look at it optimistically, and I think you have a very good attitude about it. So keep doing what you do. I think you're doing it the right
Thank you.
way. And
Thank you.
Marko, would you like to say anything to the Alitor fans out there that are tuning in?
Uh, Thank you all for support. I hope that we will meet you all on the road soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and keep listening to metal. And on this day, uh, crack some death and support the life as much as you can.
Very well said, Marko.
And thank you for this interview. I really enjoyed
I
it
have
talking
enjoyed it
with
too,
you.
and I have to say, Marko, I enjoyed the first time, but I don't know. I've enjoyed this time better. I just don't know why, but it just felt, it was a great time to come back and talk with you again about Alator. So I really thank you so much for
Yeah.
reaching out to me, Marko, that we can do this again. I really have thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's always a pleasure, but it's really been a pleasure today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. This time, maybe my English is better this time than the previous time, so we can understand
I
each
think
other
that may be
better.
part of it. That definitely
Maybe.
may be part of it. So you've had time to practice it, I guess, over the last 5 years or so. So that makes it easier for everybody and for the listeners too, I guess. Uh,
Yeah.
Still, I haven't learned any Serbian, so I wish I could do it in Serbian for you, for the Serbian people. But what can I say? That's a challenge for me to be able to do that. But I think we accomplished our goal to fill in all the fans on what's going on. But that being said, I just want to make sure we do the right thing by Alitor before we go crank up more Alitor with music off of Alitor 2. is there anything else that we can bring up to inform the listeners about? If so, please feel free to talk about whatever you'd like to talk about.
Uh, as I said a couple times already, we are working on new music. We are really fueled up. We right now we have a good chemistry within our band. I believe we are on the good path, and I want to release what we are do right now as soon as possible, and that's
Marko, we're looking forward to that. As soon as you
yeah,
have this
me too.
new music out there, reach out to me again, and we'll be back here talking about it. Okay, so Marko, I want to wish you and all an Alitor circle, and everyone that you made a shout out to as well, everyone related to Alitor, everyone connected to Alitor. I want to wish you continued success, to be safe, and of course, happy holidays, and have a really great new year. And may it be the most successful 2021 for you. May it be the best for you, that you can do exactly what you want to do with your music and be able to play live for your fans. And not only that, I would love to see you be able to perform in America, in New York City. I'd love to see you here live.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome, and I'm really looking forward to, and maybe that's gonna
Let's hope
happen.
so.
Let's pray for the best.
Let's
Let's
hope
pray
so.
for.
I appreciate you in doing this interview.
Yeah,
So thanks again, Marko, for a wonderful interview. It's been a
thank you.
pleasure catching up with you again. I really look forward to the future, talking more about Alitor with you. So let's go crank up some more Alitor, like I said, off of Alitor II, and let's crank it up loud, bro. Crank it up!